people call, on YouTube and all that other stuff. I mean, and I'm not saying nobody lives in the suburbs or if you live in the street, but it's all the same thing. It's all the exact same thing. So in Fulton County, yeah, I mean, it does, but they understand exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
They know better about the transcript case than what you think they don't, because they be around the same people in their neighborhoods and in communities every day.
Yo, Floyd, the real deal Neil is in the building. What's up with you, man? Happy Friday.
Hey, Claire. Happy Friday to you. We're going to play a quick little game. You're going to be the judge, and I'm the attorney. You ready?
Yeah,
Objection.
I got
you. Objection.
Overruled.
No, you can't overrule it because they sister-in-law, baby, because of Sister Tracy is a goddamn lie. Bro, these folks is out of their mind. Like, it's ridiculous, the stuff that we are witnessing inside this trial. But I think that whenever we look at the response from the judge, it goes back to what you was talking about yesterday, man. And it comes down to the fact that regardless of what folks think and say, that sister code is real. And it ain't just with color. I mean, like, as we can see right here, like, you know what I mean? This is a women's rights type of thing that I'm seeing, kind of where it's like, no, hey, I'm going to help y'all get through this, but y'all got to do better type of thing. And I ain't saying that, you know what I mean?
Interesting.
Whitaker need to be taken off. But I think for, like, what we're seeing right now, whenever it comes down to them juries, them juries is really going to depend on the environment that they was raised in.
Yeah, that's true.
I think that's going to have a lot to do with it. You know what I mean? The different life experiences that they've had, and if they've lost somebody, then they might lean one way. And which way they lost somebody. Did you lose somebody to the streets? Did you lose somebody to the court system? That's what's going to determine, you know what I mean, the way that I feel like they lean. But I do feel like we're seeing here where it's like, I'm trying to help y'all get this case to where it needs to be, but y'all ain't doing a good job at all.
Yeah, and it's going to be interesting to see, because I think what's happening now is what I mentioned yesterday, that we're seeing all the behind the scenes stuff when it comes to the unpreparedness on both sides, really. So once Love, she's good enough to where she gets in front of a jury, she's going to know how to work the room. She's there for a reason. And like it or not, when it comes to her presenting something to the jury, she does a decent job. It's just going to be, like you said, what is that going to be, and how are they going to take it?
And it's interesting to me, like, whenever we look at this, because I just seen a comment, Scott said, don't put color into this. But this is the thing about it. It's not something that can be taken out. And what I'm saying is, in this situation, the sister code ain't just got to do with color. It ain't just black woman to black woman. This is just in general. You know what I mean? But I served in the United States Army. And if you've been inside the Army, ain't no way that you can say that color don't matter, because it do, like, point blank period. They camouflage you, but you see individual color. It is what it is. What we're looking at here really comes down to just a prosecution team that is not prepared, a defense team that's doing awesome at, I feel like, you know what I mean, trying to overcome it. But ultimately, man, the life experience of the people who are hearing what is being put before them is going to determine how they weigh on this. And a lot of them folks who didn't live inside the streets, didn't go inside the streets, ain't never been inside the street, they ain't going to understand, you know, the different dynamics of what it is. Even when we talk about the lingo that they're using on these phone calls.
Yeah.
Like, even hearing Whitaker say Funk name is hilarious to me, because you ain't never said that in your life. Y'all don't understand what it is that folks are sitting up here saying. It's like us trying to understand what these children are saying nowadays. And if you ain't in tune, it's going to sound crazy. Like,
yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And it'll be interesting to see how they play it, because as you mentioned, and a lot of people are mentioning in the chat, it really could go both ways. You've seen a couple of cases where the majority of the jurors were women, and it's gone one way and it's gone the other. So I think, looking at the demographic of Fulton County, it's likely that they're probably going to be a little bit younger. So that might be a good thing on the defense side. But I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see, because we don't really know the ages and, like you said, what neighborhood they grew up in and all that.
We definitely got to wait. But I'll tell you one thing we can't do, and that's believe your sister-in-law, baby sister, cousin Tracy, because she be lying.
Oh, dang, man. We got to get her out of here. Well, hey, again, thank you for your service, Floyd. I appreciate you, man. That's dope. And
Absolutely, man.
you can call in anytime. I want to ask you one more question before you get out of here. Trial ends today. What's going to happen? What's the jury going to decide?
Mistrial.
Dang.
Mistrial.
Okay.
I just don't. I don't feel like with the information that's being presented that there is. Not if you acting in integrity. You can't say that without a reasonable doubt. Like you can't. Like it's just too many gray areas, man.
So you think they're going to say not? You think they're going to say not guilty?
I would say, yeah. If it was the end of the day, that's the way that I'm leaning. And granted, coming from somebody who was like deep in the streets, like I didn't did it all. I promise you. I think from that perspective, it's like, you know what I mean? I could say what I want, but it's not what you know, it's what you could prove. And they ain't proved it.
Yeah, very well said, man. I appreciate you, Floyd. Thank you for calling in, man. You can call in anytime. All right,
hey,
and enjoy the rest of your Friday.
Hey, y'all come back tonight. Hit that like button. Share it. Come back tonight, though.
All right, you know what to do. Appreciate you, man. All right, that was Floyd, the real deal Neil. You can catch him in the chat and also on the Song of the Night live tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. We're going to be live right here on the ClassE Beats YouTube channel, giving away some cash, a brand new microphone, and listening to some dope up and coming independent artists. So if y'all are into music, make sure you stop by the show tonight. It's going to be a good time. Amy is in the chat wilding, man. Hey, yo. I see you over there. Who else we got in the building? Let me say what's up to a couple more people. Mr. Vegas is in here. He said mistrial and not guilty are two different things. Yeah, I think that's what he meant, not guilty. We've got Van is in here, said there's so much difference between Early Thug and his recent work. I'm pretty sure he left that life behind, but not everyone was able to make money with music, so they stayed in the streets. Yeah, you got to be careful with your circle, man. That's why Amy knows, keep my circle like this. Hey, yo. Mr. Brown says, I told you street terminology. And then who else is in here? JC says, let's get a jury poll going to see who would say guilty and who would say innocent. Yeah, I think did I do that? Did I do that the other day? Let's do that now. And I want to see what y'all think. First, let me see what y'all said about this last poll that I dropped in the chat for y'all. So it looks like, we got somebody else calling in. Hold on a second. Hold on. Let me answer this call.
Call from. To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail, press.
All right. You are on the Music Morning Show. Who am I speaking with? Hello. They're probably watching the YouTube channel. Dang, they hung up. Hopefully they'll call back. So when it comes to the question, who would you rather have on this trial as a judge? Judge Whitaker or the recused Chief Judge Glanville? I had to put that in there. Brian Steele started it. All right. So it looks like 78% of you said that you would rather have Judge Whitaker than Judge Glanville. Interesting. Very interesting. What does Serena say? Serena said, meanwhile, Woody's out here living it up in these YouTube streets. They want Thug for his name and don't care about the real menaces to society. Yeah, Woody's out here going crazy, man. Hey, get your money. I'm not mad at it at all. At all. Summer Rain says, too much doubt, no consistency, no real evidence. Yeah, and I'm sure that just looking at it from a human standpoint, the jury's probably mad that they had to sit for a month plus. Shoot. I didn't see who it was. You are on the Music Morning Show. Who am I speaking with?
MH Cass.
All right. Shout out to MH. Thank you for calling in. What is on your mind this afternoon now?
I'm kind of bummed for a lot of these people because, I mean, granted, whether they are, excuse me, whether they did something worth jail time or not, the fact that they are all grouped in there right now, I think the prosecution bit off way more than they can chew, and it's so unfair to have all these people just sitting there hour after hour not being able to get out on any kind of bail or bond, and having to pay these attorneys, hundreds of thousands of dollars just to sit in court. I just think it's so. For me, I think there should be some kind of unconstitutional. There should be like a constitutional rule against these huge RICO cases that stretch on and on and on. Like they should have broken it up. And a lot of these public defenders are not even getting paid. It's just so wrong every which way.
Yeah. Do you think that was intentional, MH, as far as not only indicting all of these guys, but when it comes to trying to get as much resources as they can out of the defendants?
That could be one strategy, because basically that either way they're looking at it, they have these people sitting in jail. The other thing is, I think there is something to say about Fani Willis wanting to, build up.
Uh-oh, I think we might have lost MH. MH, are you still there? Dang, I think we lost her. She was cooking too. All right, let me call back 859 and see if they're ready.
Yep.
859, this is ClassE from the Music Morning Show. How are you?
Hey, brother, I'm blessed. How are you?
I'm good. Who am I speaking with?
This is Chris, a.k.a. Free Smoke Gaming. I've tried to call in a couple times, actually.
Oh, okay. I appreciate you calling in, Chris. What's on your mind, brother?
Absolutely. Hey, listen, I want to reverse it a little bit, because as I've been watching this probably for about 70 some odd days now, and I want to hear from you. What is it, from your perspective, do you think that the defense is creating a case, or do you think that they're just, oblivious to everything going around? And then part two of that, do you think that Judge Whitaker is now in a position of constantly assisting the defense or the state? And do you think that that's fair?
Yeah, well, I think so I'll answer the second question first. I think when it comes to Judge Whitaker, I think she is just trying to make sure she does her job properly. So I think it comes across as coaching just because she is on the state side, but I think it more so goes to the incompetency and unpreparedness of the prosecution. And they haven't had the case law they need. They've been rambling and making statements that aren't upon information and belief. So Judge Whitaker is trying to basically be able to do her job by getting enough information from them, and they just don't have the information available. So it's looking like she's coaching them. She's just trying to do her job, in my opinion. Now, I think there are some cases where she has shown bias to where she's given them a lot of leeway, whether that's them not showing up to court on time, or she asked them to have a deadline and they haven't met those deadlines. But she's done that kind of on both sides. So I don't see as much bias there. I think it goes more to the prosecution just being unprepared. And then your first question was about the defense and if they're actually proving their case up to this point. I think the defense, with the help of the prosecution, has created enough reasonable doubt to get most of what's been presented to us for there to be a not guilty verdict. And I think it's going to depend on what the jury feels and what they think. But there's just so many inconsistencies here just with Woody's testimony alone, that saying that this was all some big gang and they all conspired to make this happen. I think the Rico was just too much, and they should have severed a lot of this and charged them individually, to be honest. So hopefully I answered all your questions.
Yeah, I got one more. Okay.
Yeah.
If the trial ends today, what do you got? Guilty, not guilty? Where are you standing?
Ooh-wee. Dang, that's a tough question. I asked it in the chat too. If the trial ends today, I would have to say not guilty. The prosecution just hasn't shown enough evidence to the fact that Thug really planned and thought all of this out and was the ringleader behind everything that happened. Because you even look at what we've seen in the phone calls we've heard from Shannon. I didn't hear Thug mentioned in any of that. I don't know if Thug was just in the area or not. Obviously, SB had his own things that were going on that he was doing on his own, and Thug wasn't involved with it all. So that would be my stance on that.
And then one more thing that I'll say.
Yeah.
And I've been saying this for the last month, especially since Woody's been testifying and all this stuff has come out. In my honest opinion, I believe that Judge Whitaker should have done a mistrial without prejudice to give the state the opportunity to go back, collect evidence, get an actual case against them, and then be able to come back at a later date to retry them.
Interesting. That's the first time I've heard that. Do you think so say that happens. Let's just say on Monday. Okay. Say there was a mistrial without prejudice. Fani Willis and her team comes back and they say, all right, the indictment's here. Do you think the defendants get bond this time? Or you think they're going to go back to jail?
I think they're going back to prison. That's
dang.
It's sad to say, man, but in the world that we live in the country that we live in, they're locking them all back up. And I mean, because as long as they're incarcerated, the state is making money off of them. So
that's true.
I mean, so as much money as the state is pushing out to create this case that I just don't see.
Yeah,
they're trying to recoup some of their funds in, housing these individuals. So,
yeah,
you got to think about it, man. How much money do you think that just Thug alone? How much money do you think that there's people putting on his books?
A lot.
And then all of the payments that are coming from just his books alone. They're seeing a nice little profit from that. So that's
Absolutely.
Just my opinion. I could be wrong, but. That's kind of just where I stand.
Nah, that was all great thoughts, man. Great questions. I appreciate you calling in, brother. You can call in anytime, and thanks for checking it out.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you, brother.
All right, talk to you soon. Peace.
Yep. Bye.
All right, so we've got another person calling in.
To accept, press 1. To send a voicemail.
All right, so I missed the name, but welcome 202 to the show. Can you tell me who I'm speaking with?
Turbo Telly.
Oh, shout out to Turbo in the building. What's up, man?
Ain't nothing, everything cool, brother. Everything cool, man. I love your show, first of all. I'd like to say that.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you for being here. What's on your mind?
Okay, so listen, if I'm the judge, I'm not really going to hold the prosecution's hand on doing a job. If she's making a path to the Supreme Court, she really didn't do herself a favor by taking this case.
Oh, is that what you think? Hold on a second. So is that what you think she's doing? You think she's wanting to get to the Supreme Court?
Yeah, she's going to Georgia Supreme Court.
Wow.
But yeah, she never took the case. Being nosy, just trying to figure out if she can get a hand on the case like Glanville did or Glanville didn't do.
Mm-hmm. Interesting.
So since she did that, I don't think she really did a favor. But really she can speak on the injustices of the prosecution. They got a lot of inconsistencies.
Right.
60 days. If I'm a judge and your case ain't straight, I'm like, look, I'm gonna give you some time to get it straight. And young Thug can get a bond. He can go home. He can speak about it and get some time and get himself together.
So you're saying you think there should have been a mistrial too?
I'm not. Listen, what I'm saying to you. I'm gonna be perfectly honest with you, saying being a black man in America. I'm not saying that Young Thug didn't do anything. I just think it's a hallucinated gang. He hangs around some wild guys.
Yeah.
And that comes with the patches of living life and in street life. That comes with that. But and better choice should have been made.
Yeah.
Should be a mistrial. It's not enough evidence, but I'm not saying he didn't do something.
Yeah.
Something went on some kind of way. Something went on. That's the reason why they're there. So that's the whole thing. What I'm saying, that the problem is the lawyers ain't got, the prosecutors ain't got the case together. If they don't let Fani Willis, reconvene like the man said before, they called before. Shout out to that brother. Just take some time and figure out what you want to do about this, and they'll look better. But they'll be like, okay, and all Fani going to do is really point the finger at Love. Well, the prosecution didn't have the case together. But if it was me, I would have had my case together. but she wasn't really did all that. So that's just how it is. And another thing I'm gonna say, if Trump wins this election, Fani Willis can forget it. She can forget it. Everybody on the case that had anything to do with this going on, they're not gonna have a job. You know.
You are 1,000% right.
You asked a question about if it be a mistrial or not, or if the case in the day tomorrow, it's too much inconsistencies. It'll be a mistrial. It won't be not guilty, like the brother made the comment that not guilty and mistrial are two different things, but it'll be a mistrial. There's not enough to get things together. You know, it's not there. It's something there, but it's not what they're saying. You know what a Rico is? I'm gonna tell you what a Rico is. A Rico is somebody sells drugs, somebody's got a laundromat, somebody raps, somebody got real estate, and you know, somebody like sells cars or got a little storefront business. And the drugs pay for the business, what pays for the cars, what pays for the jewelry, what pays for everything. Yep. This is not that's a Rico. This is not a Rico. This is just a bunch of hallucinated guys who smoke weed together and drink lean, and one guy made it to the rap game, and that's just what it is. And 10 years ago, you know, and then you got a dude who's come up here that's getting turned on everybody, his family, his friends, his crew that he used to allegedly hang with. I mean, you know, it's just too much. And then we could talk about how black women tear down black men coming up here doing all this and not having that stuff together.
Yeah, they don't want
to go deep like that.
They don't want to talk about that.
We can go deep.
Which actually,
we can talk. I'm sorry. Go ahead,
no, I know what you're about to say. You said there's a lot more we could say on that, but they don't want to hear it. But that brings up a great next question, which Amy wanted me to ask you. Actually, is what do you think about the makeup of the jury? I mentioned it on yesterday's live stream and dropped a video about it this morning of the people that are on the jury. What are your thoughts on that and how it could affect things, or if it does it change anything at all in your opinion?
I don't think so, because the thing about it is you got to look at the makeup of Fulton County. I'm not from Fulton County. I'm calling from Washington D.C.
Oh yeah, okay.
The makeup of Fulton County. I mean, you have a lot of older people there, but then you got a mix of young people there. They all listen to what's going on the radio. Everybody hearing about the case.
Yeah.
So they understand it. Even the jury knows. You think the jury doesn't know anything? Oh yeah, somebody didn't said nothing, because people are nosy. You know, they want to find out what's going on. They want to find out. You know, so that's just what it is. And I think that being watching social media and the news and all, they're saying it's a violent town and things. And Fani Willis just wants to clean the streets up for a minute, calm the streets down. But she doesn't understand and realize it's just like a Mexican cartel. Once one dude gets locked up, guess what happens? Somebody else comes and takes over.
Absolutely.
You know,
yeah.
so that's just the makeup of that. People don't you know, people call, you know, on YouTube and all that other stuff. I mean, you know, and I'm not saying nobody lives in the suburbs or if you live in the street, but it's all the same thing. It's all the exact same thing. So in Fulton County, yeah, I mean, it does, but they understand exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
They know better about the transcript case than what you think they don't, because they be around the same people in their neighborhoods and in communities every day.
Yeah, I'm with you, man. You're 100%. You're 100% right. We can only
understand what I'm saying to you? And if they don't know, they will find out. Somebody's grandson or grandmother or daughter or baby mother. So they're gonna tell them, well, what does this mean?
Yeah.
You know?
Oh,
but
for
I know
sure.
one thing. Hey, I know one. I'm gonna make you laugh though. I know Judge Whitaker probably was in a car yesterday riding like On Funk. What kind of name is that? Who gave him the name On Funk? What kind of name is that? I just said that myself. Like, that's a deep name, On Funk. Sound like it's African, but it could be, but it couldn't be. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's Young Thug's Young Thug's brother. But yeah, it's definitely an interesting one. But man, brother, I appreciate you calling in. I'm gonna get to the next person, but you can call in anytime.
Man. Take care of yourself. I'm just chilling here. I'm gonna give me some lunch.
All right, you enjoy your lunch, man. Thank you for calling in.
All right, be safe.
All right, peace. All right, let's get our next caller in here. Let me see. Oh, they hung up. Hold on a second. I'm still trying to figure this out, y'all. We're gonna get it right though. Thank you to everybody who's calling in, by the way. We're gonna try and get 551 in the building.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Welcome to the morning show. Who am I speaking with?
Mr. Brown.
Oh, Mr. Brown is in the building. Appreciate you being here, Mr. Brown. How you doing this afternoon/morning?
I'm gonna say this real quick because you got a lot of callers.
Do your thing, brother. Go ahead.
Listen. All right, listen to me. I agree with the guy that just was talking. I agree with him 100%. To me, honestly, Thug needed to get locked up because he would have never known what his crew was like. Now, with him sitting down for the 2 years that he's been locked up, he know everybody is crooked. And another thing about this case is you can't leave out them being high talking. When the girl was saying she was looking for Percocets, that's all she wanted was to find out who had Percocets.
Yep.
So it's just not about marijuana. It's about everything.
That's a great point.
Everybody's jealous of Thug. Everybody's jealous of Thug because he made it. Think about it. Woody got mad because he got hit in the club by Shell Kell.
Mm-hmm.
Then he wanted to know why Young Thug didn't want him around. But it's so much to this case that Miss Love is so angry. She's like a chick that you take out and you have sex with her and you say I'm gonna come back and pick you up, and you never come back. She's angry. She's angry at everything.
So
she always giving that psychic hotline. Oh, Unfunk said this. Man, if she said Unfunk name again, I'm gonna kill myself, man.
Don't say that. So Mr. Brown, so you're saying that you think this Rico charge was a good thing for Thug because now he can see the true colors of the people around him? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, because you got to remember when Thug first came in the game, he was still part street, and then he got a hold of the money. And then remember now, as you get bigger, your crowd gets shorter.
Yep.
Everybody can't go to the second floor with you, right? But you got people walking around feeling entitled. Oh, I was there. Oh, I did this. Look at how Woody's talking. Woody's the reason for the whole Rico.
Yeah.
And he's got so many co-defendants. You're not going to get him unless they all turn on Thug. That's the only way you're going to get him. But there's no way, I'm going to be honest with you. If you got 26 or 25 people, a lot of them are going to go to jail in order to save Thug. Trust me.
Yeah, a lot of them have taken plea deals too. So I think that's one of the reasons that this trial is dragging on so long is because a good bit of these guys have already taken pleas. And Drip, I see you over there. We'll get you in here in just a second. Well, last thoughts on that, Mr. Brown. Do you think that Thug could have learned this lesson without the Rico trial, or you think it just would have been business as usual?
Nah, this is what we call in court, we call this a peak. See, remember, when long as everything is going good, you're just cocky. You're just running around doing whatever you want. But when somebody peek at you, see, the government should never touch them unless they had everything on them. So he just got peeked at. But it's enough to take his life.
That's a great point.
Yeah, they definitely peeking at him because now you look at all his family. You look at his baby mother that got killed.
Yeah.
Doug needed this, man. Honestly, I guarantee you when he get out, he's going to cut the whole list down.
Yep, you are 100% right about that. 100% right. I'm with you. All right, Mr. Brown.
Last thing.
Okay, go ahead. Last thing. Go ahead.
Woody needs to get out of Atlanta because the only reason why they haven't bothered him is because they know it's going to hurt Thug.
Yep.
Once this case is over, Woody better get low.
Yeah, there's so much. Yeah, there's so much I could say about that too. I know we don't have much time, but I'm going to get into that at a later point. Maybe we'll have a whole live stream dedicated to it. But yeah, you make a great point, and I agree with you. And Woody agrees too, because he said it himself. So I appreciate you, Mr. Brown, though. Thank you for the support. You can call in anytime, man.
All right, bro.
All right. Be blessed. Enjoy your day.
You too.
Call from
All right.
Militia.
To accept, press 1.
We got Drip Militia in here. Drip Militia, welcome to the show. Appreciate you being here.
Greetings.
What's on your mind?
Greetings. I'm calling actually from my other account. I am the dopest nerd. I'm a YouTube content creator as well.
Oh,
and I
shout
love
out to you.
Foremost, yes, thank you. THA, dopest nerd, the dopest nerd. However, I just uploaded a video about this, about how Fulton County is wasting the resources of Fulton County taxpayers for this big charade. And really, make no mistake about it, what's on trial here is the culture. This is about respectability politics and people deciding that this group of people, Young Thug, this one, that one, are of a subservient class in their opinion, and they have crossed the socioeconomic boundary line, and they are trying to put people back in their place. They are using Black women in order to do so, and it is a disgusting display. And let me just say in no uncertain terms, the difference between the attorneys on the state and the attorneys for the defense is one is AP courses and the other one is remedial courses. The state attorneys get left back. When I say they come to court so woefully unprepared, I know when they reach their door, they do no homework. That's the kid that did no homework, and love is always flashing through papers like the kid who didn't do his homework, but he's turning pages hoping the teacher doesn't realize, is this my homework? No, here it is. No, not this. Here it is. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. What this is about respectability politics. This is the haves or those who think they are the talented 10th, the accepted of society, telling those they don't want to deal with, get back in your place. And Young Thug represents that for them. Keep doing what you're doing, brother. I love you. Watch you all the time. You're hilarious, and you got a future.
Oh, thank you. I appreciate you. Shout out to you. Thank you for calling in, Drip Melissa. I don't want you to go real quick because I got one more question for you.
Oh, sure.
Okay, first thing, could you drop your the title of your channel in the chat so we can make sure that we drop the link to your channel so people can go check you out? And then secondly,
absolutely,
going to what you're saying about the culture part of it. How do you feel observing this? And I don't know if you're in Fulton County or not. You don't have to say. How do you feel? Okay, so am I. So how do you feel seeing how Fani Willis came into office running on this entire mindset that I'm going to clean up the streets and my first attack is going to be what we're seeing right here in the Young Thug case? What are your thoughts on that?
And so it's funny that you should ask that. I just uploaded a video in the middle of the night about this.
Mm-hmm.
I will drop my channel in the chat. It's
Thank you.
The Dopest Nerd, THA Dopest Nerd. I know Fani Willis. I used to do speaking engagements with her. And if you watch the video that I posted, I've actually put up the former posters of all the different speaking engagements we used to do together.
Wow.
So the irony of me calling in, Fani Willis came in. She is a pure-hearted. She was a single mother, not unlike myself. I lost my husband. She was a single mother. We used to talk. Thank you. We would talk, and she was just a regular Black woman who wanted to serve her community. Now, let's not act like we don't understand. Sometimes it's not so much that people change, it's that when you're put into different scenarios and situations, the systems want to change you so that they know that you are willing to toe the line like they want. And so I'm not saying that's what happened to her. What I'm saying is there's a possibility of that going on. Not, it's not lost on me that this connection that is alleged between her and Nut makes her want to avenge him. I don't know that's the case, but that's what's being speculated. However, it is not lost on me that people are using her. People have put a battery in her back to say, let me try this case, because the DA before, Paul Howard, with all of his issues that need tissues, he decided no true bill. I'm not going to prosecute this. This is not prosecutable.
Yes.
We have to take, whether we approve of the job he did or not, we have to say, with his expertise, he realized that this would be an ish show. Now, Fani Willis, instead of taking her former bosses and her predecessors' wise judicial decision, she decided, oh, I can do it better. It's that old class thing where they pit a woman against a man, black people against each other, the culture against each other. And we have to stop allowing people to be, Geppetto and play our marionette strings and use us for their cause, because they go back home and they sit around, put their feet up and go, have you seen what they did today? We look like fools. We look like fools. We are better united than we are separated. What this case represents is the old Atlanta versus the new Atlanta. This is the gentrified Atlanta coming in to say, y'all go back down to Mechanicsville. And not even the Mechanicsville of now. I used to work for a nonprofit in Mechanicsville, right in the Dunbar Center. I'm sure Woody, Young Thug, Jelrel, this one, all those kids ran around in the gym when I worked there. I can guarantee it. They're the same age as my kids. I used to bring them with me to work to be able to facilitate programs for the young people. They are a victim of their circumstance. They are not a self-created entity. They are a victim of the societal things that took place to put systems over a group of people to keep them in servitude, to keep them down, to serve the haves. This is what you do when you force people into a box. You create this. In spite of everything that was against him, he was able to emerge, bust through based on what he used that was inside of him, create a thing and become wealthy and try to bring his people with you. Like the previous caller said, everybody can't come with you. But I think this pivotal moment in his life, regardless of what the state is intended, right now, he is going to, it's like the Bible says, what somebody takes for bad, God is going to make for good. He is going to take this power, he's going to take this wisdom, this knowledge, this new information, and if they thought he was big, he is going to shoot through the stratosphere. And a whole bunch of young people in the hood that society is trying to keep down is going to pivot. What you guys are doing, what you're doing, all the other channels that stream, you are teaching young inner city young men about the law.
Absolutely. Yeah.
I know dudes I see in the streets of Atlanta that can't do verb subject agreement, sitting here mitigating ex parte communication, and they are raising up the culture. They try to put it down, but what they're doing is complete different.
Yeah.
Young men and women, when you encounter the cops, they are not your friend. Say nothing. Invoke your Fifth Amendment right against self-incrimination. Get an attorney. Let them do their job. And always remember, the judge gonna help the state, because the same people that pay the judge pay the state and pay them court-appointed attorneys. They all work for the same team.
Yeah, and I think the thing about us too, and I appreciate everything you said, because you were absolutely 1000% on point. And I think the thing that I'm doing here and the thing you're doing over on your channel as well, and shout out to Amy for dropping your channel in the chat.
Why, thank you.
Is, as you said, we're continuing to create awareness and just to show that there is another way and that things don't have to be complicated. It really is. It really is in most cases a simple solution when it comes to dealing with these type of environments, these type of situations. And I think we're changing the culture and creating awareness around what you can do, what you can do to move forward. And we don't have to stay stuck here. We don't have to continue to go through this again and again and again. And then Fani Willis won't have anything to run on the next time. Yeah. But I appreciate you, the dopest nerd. I'm gonna pull up your channel. Amy dropped the link to your channel in the chat. I just subscribed. Y'all go check her out. That's amazing that you're doing that.
It's what's highlighted the most to me, like somebody said, if I hear the judge say, "Oh, talk again." The funny thing is, Atlanta culture, because as a people, we are so creative and we create so much. They have spent eternity trying to break through the cultural barrier and understand. They study us like it's going out of style. They study us like it's a science, like there's a degree path, at Harvard. They study us. The one bastion of culture they can't break through is that down south Georgia Southern or whatever Southern lingo. They can't break through. folk in there, my people, they can't break through, and it is driving them crazy. As we watched Atlanta become super gentrified, this is them saying, we want this, get out. We want this. Everybody within their respective communities, and we're all a people, but everybody within their respective communities, every other group creates their own piece of the world, and it's accepted. As soon as too many of us get together and stay in one community, which is what they relegated us to, they're now offended by it. Look at your supermarkets. When you can't find sharp cheese at Thanksgiving, but they have brie and camembert, the jig is up, baby. They coming for that neighborhood. Work together with your neighbors and stop being enemies.
Yeah,
it's us against them.
And we have the power. I mean, we have to continue to stay active on the local level. I don't think that's talked about enough, but we're doing our part over here, and I know you're going to continue to spread the word too. So
indeed,
I appreciate you.
Keep up the good work. And let me
Thank
tell you something. I think you are brilliant. You have charisma out the wazoo. I can see you becoming a huge journalist. Honestly, whether that was your initial endeavor or not, you have got a thing. Keep doing your thing, bro.
Yeah, thank you, the dopest nerd. And you can call in anytime. We've always got the calls available. So yeah, anytime you want to call in, do that. And y'all make sure you go subscribe to the dopest nerd. I'm definitely going to check out your videos too here soon. So thank you again.
Keep it up, brother.
Peace. Great calls today, man. Thank you to everybody who called in. I know we had a couple people that I might have missed. I had a few more subjects I wanted to get to, but the most important thing to me is interacting with the community, making sure y'all have a voice and a place to where you can share your thoughts, because I love the conversation. So thank y'all for that. That was dope. And y'all go check out the dopest nerd over on YouTube. I just subscribed, hit the notification bell. Make sure y'all do the same. All right, we got a couple more super chats. Let me make sure I get these in here before we move forward. Let me see here. Where was the last one? There we go. We've got I Am Shout in the building. He said what the prosecution was hoping was that everyone took a plea deal so this trial would focus on Thug. Yeah, and they weren't buying it either. Let me get this call real quick and I'll finish reading the rest of the super chats.
Call from
Lindsay.
We got Lindsay up in here. Lindsay, good afternoon, good morning, depending on where you're calling from. Thanks for calling in.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. How are you? What's on your mind?
All right, so I'm a little nervous, but my whole thing is Woody. Him, like, he said way too much for one, and I don't understand how people, like, he's so famous right now for putting them guys in jail, you know what I mean? But
dang.
No, for
Lindsay,
real.
Hey, slow down. I know you're nervous, Lindsay, but dang, slow down. You were taking some shots at Woody and speaking facts. No, it's fine. I know you're nervous, so you're good. We're just having a conversation. Don't look at the chat. It's just you and me talking right now.
I got you.
So you're making some great points. I don't want to miss any of them. People are celebrating this man that is the biggest reason why Young 100%. Thug and all the defendants are in jail. But I wanted to point that out. Y'all go ahead and continue.
Okay, so I definitely agree with the bull that called in, I think, last time. I definitely think, well, of course, Woody better get out of Mechanicsville for sure. And ain't nobody put hands on him now or anything like that is because he's protected everywhere he goes. So I guarantee you, ain't no one gonna do nothing to him. He's protected. The feds, whoever's watching him, and he knows that. He's getting away with everything right now. But I guarantee after this trial, I definitely think that Woody's gonna have some charges coming up for sure.
Really? So you think he's gonna have federal charges?
I definitely do. Him driving in the car, acting reckless. Of course, they ain't gonna put Woody in jail. He's the number one. What's it called?
Witness.
He's the number one. He's a star witness right now. Wow. He's definitely a star witness. And as for the jurors, they say, "Oh well, erase everything from your mind." You tell someone not to do something, they're gonna do it. And I know they're definitely watching the chats. They don't forget anything that's going on. And I definitely think there's going to be a mistrial, and they're definitely going to keep thugging them in jail for sure. And regardless, what comes with the, maybe Let's just keep it real. Of course, he's guilty on some charges. But
allegedly,
everything comes with it comes with the lifestyle, the gangs and all that stuff. So, sorry, I'm real nervous.
No, you did great, Lindsay. I appreciate you calling in, and you made some great points. It's interesting to see how people are handling this, and we've all seen it, how this is going to go if something goes down, God forbid, after this case is over and Woody, gets arrested or he ends up going somewhere else. Those same people that were over here hyping it up are going to be saying, yeah, that's what you get, you rat, you snitch. So it's just the way of the world, unfortunately.
Yeah, and Woody isn't slow by any means.
No.
Like he said that the justice system been doing him dirty, which I absolutely agree, but nothing slow about Woody. He knows exactly what he's doing, and this is really what I wanted to say. What was I going to say? I don't know. I forget.
Oh, that's okay. If you think about it, you could always call back in, but go ahead.
All right. Well, what was I going to say? Yeah, there's absolutely nothing. Oh, I remember. There's nothing slow about Woody. He knows exactly what he's doing, and the judge, they gave him immunity, and I feel like people aren't realizing this. He can say Woody knew better to talk on that stand, and that's their star witness. The judge, they gave him immunity. They don't let him to talk. First off, he's a liability in the streets. And the judge knew that he wasn't going to talk, but they need them tapes. They need them tapes. He said way too much in there, and half that stuff most likely is the truth. He didn't just say, oh, well, I'm saying anything to get out of jail. I don't know. They need them tapes. That's the number one. They knew he wasn't going to talk. He's up there acting dumb on the stand.
No, you made some great points.
Yeah, the state knows that. The judge knew that. But all right, that's all I'm going to say. I'm nervous.
Oh, you did great, Lindsay. I appreciate you calling in. You can call in anytime, and you made some very valid points. It'll be interesting to see how things go moving forward because, next week we've got Woody getting back on the stand. So make sure you stay tuned in for that, all right?
All right, thank you.
I appreciate you. Have a great day.
You too, bye.
Peace. Okay, I'm going to see if Legal Paralegal said they called in. I don't know which one you are, though. I'm going to call a couple of these people back. So let me see. We just had this one. Oh, okay. Yep. I see Legal Paralegal over there. Let me give Legal Paralegal a call back. I think it's ringing.
Hello?
Hey, is this Legal Paralegal?
This is the Legal Paralegal.
All right, there she is. Thank you for picking back up. Sorry, I missed you.
Yeah, that's all good. You were busy with other people talking about Fani and her Fanny. I don't want to talk about her Fanny. He said, I think this is Legal Paralegal.
All right, so
I'm watching you right now.
What's on your mind? What's on your mind, Legal Paralegal?
On my mind is, to be honest, is like watching yesterday and then watching today.
Talk about it.
All right, listen. I'm gonna just drop you some love, and we'll talk at another time.
Well, talk about it. What do you think about everything that's going on in the trial?
Well, considering I sat in on many trials, I just want to say that I think they're all going to jail.
Dang, Legal Paralegal, come on now.
Listen.
We're trying to keep hope alive over here.
Whitaker's got her gloves on,
Oh, man.
Whitaker's got her gloves on. She's putting them all in jail.
Oh, my goodness. Okay, so I'm not sure of your background. If you want to give a little bit of your background, you can. But what things are you seeing? What things are you seeing specifically that would make you think that?
From my background, I grew up in the hood, but I made it out of the hood. I started out as a bail bondsman.
Okay.
Then I started working for a criminal lawyer.
Wow.
And now the way I feel, the way this case is going, everything's coming in, all the evidence. She's allowing all these wiretaps. I'm just saying, everybody's going down.
Oh, man.
Those who took a plea deal, they got lucky. And as far as we know how the snitch, we know about the snitch, so I'm not going to talk about the snitch. But I will say, pound for pound, everybody's going down.
Dang.
And I'm going to send you some love. Thank you for taking my call.
Oh, thank you for calling in, Legal Paralegal. Listen, you can call in anytime. I'd love to hear a lot more sometime
I don't like
about
to
your
bother you. Let me send you a little something, all right?
Okay, I appreciate you. Thank you.
All right. Stay classy.
All right, take care. Peace.
Bye.
Yeah, I kind of had that thought when we were talking about the jury, but there's been other things we're seeing too. I honestly, I'm going to stand on what I said yesterday. The defense needs to continue doing what they're doing. They need to stand on moving for a mistrial, pointing out every single chink in the armor of the prosecution's case and their performance in court, because there's clearly something bigger at play here. We talked about Fani Willis. We talked about this Trump trial. We talked about her being up for re-election. And I don't want to be naive in thinking that, oh, the system's just going to do everything it needs to do and it's going to play out fine. No. I'm not buying it. So we're going to see what happens moving forward. Excuse me. Y'all have to let me know what you think in the chat.